Welcome to Dark Alley Stories. Tonight, a terrifying journey awaits you. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe, if you dare. Rain poured endlessly on the empty city streets. Emily, 22, missed her last bus. The silence felt heavier than the storm. She stood alone, shivering under the dim streetlight. No taxis passed by. Her phone battery was dead. At the end of the street, she noticed an old subway entrance, half buried in shadows, its flickering light barely visible. She descended the cracked stone stairs. Water dripped from the ceiling. The underground smelled of rust and mold. Every step echoed, as if someone followed her. The station was deserted. Broken benches, shattered glass, and a rusty clock stuck at 11:58 p.m. Emily hugged her arms, whispering, "Just until morning." A low rumble shook the tunnel. Headlights pierced the fog. An old, rusty train crept out of darkness, groaning as if alive. Its doors screeched open by themselves. Emily hesitated, heart pounding. The train was empty. No conductor, no passengers. Silence suffocated her. Still, she stepped inside. The doors slammed shut behind her. The carriage smelled of damp iron. Yellow bulbs flickered above. Emily sat down, hugging her bag. The train moved slowly, wheels screeching in the endless tunnel. Suddenly, the lights cut out. In that blackness, she felt a presence. When the lights flickered back, a tall man in a long black coat stood at the far end. Emily froze. She blinked, but the man vanished. Trembling, she leaned on the window. In its reflection, a shadowy figure sat beside her. She turned, the seat was empty. From above, heavy footsteps echoed across the metal roof. Someone was walking overhead, matching her every heartbeat. Emily rushed to the door, but it was locked tight. The speakers crackled alive. A distorted voice whispered, "Next stop, the last stop." Emily's blood ran cold. She screamed, "Who's there?" But no answer came. Lights flickered again. The tall man in black was now closer, halfway down the carriage. His face hidden, his hands pale, bony, with unnaturally long black nails. Emily stumbled back, slamming the locked door. Her breath fogged the glass. The man's footsteps echoed louder, each step dragging, metallic, like chains across the floor. In panic, she banged on the window. Outside, the tunnel warped. Faces pressed against the glass from the darkness, mouths open in silent screams. She turned, the man stood directly before her. Where his face should be was only a hollow void, blacker than shadow. He raised a trembling skeletal hand toward her, his voice like 1,000 whispers at once. "This train is not for the living." Emily screamed, but no sound left her throat. Her voice was stolen. The lights died completely. Darkness swallowed her. In the pitch black, dozens of cold fingers brushed against her arms, her hair. The air smelled of soil and rot. When lights returned, the carriage had changed. Seats torn, walls dripping with blood. Bloody handprints smeared across the windows. Emily gasped, trembling in horror. Dozens of pale passengers now filled the seats. Eyes hollow, mouths sewn shut with black thread. They stared blankly, heads tilting in unnatural jerks. One stepped forward, speaking through torn stitches. "We were like you once. Now we are trapped forever." Emily collapsed, whispering, "No, I can't stay here." Emily backed into the corner, clutching her chest. The stitched passengers stared without blinking. The train screeched louder, racing faster through endless darkness. The faceless man appeared again, towering over the crowd. He pointed at Emily with a skeletal finger. Instantly, every passenger turned their hollow gaze toward her. Emily stumbled, screaming, "Let me out!" She rattled the locked door with all her strength. Behind her, the whispers grew louder, a chorus of voices calling her name. The lights flickered violently. For a split second, she saw herself among the dead passengers, mouth sewn, eyes lifeless. When the lights returned, she was still standing. She clutched her head, whispering, "This isn't real. It's a nightmare." But the faceless man leaned closer, his voice shaking her bones. "Nightmares are real here." The windows shattered inward, glass flying. Behind them stretched a void of endless screaming faces, floating in the dark, reaching with twisted hands toward her. Emily dropped to the floor, covering her ears, but the screams pierced her skull. Blood dripped from her nose. She cried, "Please, I don't want to stay here!" The train jolted violently, throwing her against the wall. When she looked up, the stitched passengers were gone. Only rows of empty, blood-soaked seats remained. She crawled forward, gasping, until she reached the conductor's door. It was unlocked. Slowly, she opened it, praying someone human would be inside. Inside sat a skeleton, in a tattered uniform, hands still gripping rusted levers. Its skull turned toward her with a creak, empty sockets glowing faint red. Emily screamed and stumbled back. The skeleton's jaw opened, releasing a deafening screech. The train lurched faster, as if driven straight into eternal night. She grabs a rusty pole, trembling. The air grows colder, her skin prickling. Her reflection in the window smirks while she doesn't. The train screeches to a halt in an unmarked tunnel. Doors creak open, revealing pitch-black darkness beyond. A foul odor seeps in. Emily whispers, "Where am I?" A pale hand claws the doorway, pulling a faceless figure inside. Its head tilts unnaturally toward her. The faceless figure drags itself forward, its movements jerky. Emily backs away, heart pounding, as its gaping void where a mouth should be opens. Lights flicker violently. For a moment, she sees dozens of identical faceless passengers filling every seat, staring at her. Then, darkness. Emily screams, running toward the far door. It won't budge. Scratches appear on the metal, as if invisible nails claw from the other side. The faceless voices rise, a deafening chorus. "Stay with us." Her ears ring, her vision blurs, and blood trickles from her nose. Emily collapses to her knees. In the reflection, she sees herself still standing, but smiling darkly, eyes black and soulless. Her reflection presses a hand against the glass, whispering, "This is your stop." The subway shakes violently, sparks flying overhead. Suddenly, the train plummets downward into an endless abyss. Gravity twists. Emily floats as the faceless passengers scream in silence. She clutches a seat, crying, "I don't belong here." The train screeches, metal tearing apart, exposing a vast void swirling with shadows. From the shadows, the man in black reappears, calm and smiling. "But you do," he says, extending a skeletal hand toward her. Emily screams and refuses. She grips a broken glass shard from the floor, pointing it at him, though her hands shake violently. The man laughs. The faceless ones laugh too. Their mouths tear open impossibly wide, black ichor spilling as they approach. She thrusts the shard into the faceless nearest her. Instead of blood, a cloud of smoke bursts, filling her lungs, choking her breath. Emily collapses, coughing violently. The world spins. Through blurry vision, she sees the man in black step closer, untouched. He kneels beside her, whispering, "The train never stops. You are ours now." His words sink into her mind like poison. Emily's eyes glaze over, turning black. A sinister smile spreads across her lips. The faceless passengers bow their heads in silence. The train continues endlessly through the abyss. Emily now sits among them, faceless and still, waiting for the next lost soul to board.